My hands gave me away before I did. At 91, they are the hands of a woman who held the wrong things for too long: pens, phones, door handles of offices I no longer remember the names of. Thin now. Spotted. Still reaching, out of habit, for something to grip. I built a career that made men nervous and women take notes. I ran a division of 300 people by the time I was 44. I had my name in print, my opinion solicited, my presence requested in rooms that smelled of money and consequence. I was, by every measure anyone thought to apply, a success. And I am telling you this not to impress you but to establish one fact clearly before we continue: I knew what I was doing. Every time I chose the work over him, I knew. I was not blind. I was not confused. I was efficient. And efficiency, I have learned at 91, is just cowardice with better posture. His name was Thomas. He loved badly made coffee and asked questions that took days to answer. He wanted a life that was present tense. I wanted a legacy. We wanted each other, but only I made that the thing I was willing to sacrifice. The moment I understood what I was trading away was not dramatic. It was a Wednesday in November of 1989. Thomas had made dinner: pasta, candles, the good plates we never used, and I called at 8:15 to say I would not make it home. A client had questions. The questions could not wait. He said, "All right." Just that. No anger. No negotiation. All right. And I heard in that single word the sound of a man who had stopped expecting anything different. I stood in the corridor outside the conference room after I hung up, and I looked at my reflection in the dark glass of a window. Good suit, good posture, phone still in hand, and I thought, he set the table with the good plates. And then someone opened the conference room door and called my name, and I went back inside. I did not go home until midnight. The candles had burned down. The plates were washed and put away. Thomas was asleep, or doing a convincing impression of it. I stood in the doorway of the bedroom in my coat, and I told myself, tomorrow I will be better. I said that for 11 more years. In 1991 he asked me to take 2 weeks off for a trip to Portugal. I took 4 days. In 1994 he stopped asking. In 1996 he came to one of my company dinners, a large, loud affair at a hotel downtown, and I watched him from across the room trying to find a way into conversations that had no door for him. He was a quiet man at a loud table. I did not cross the room to stand beside him. I was needed elsewhere. I told myself he understood. He did understand. That was the problem. We ended in 1999. Not loudly. He packed while I was at work, which tells you everything about how well he knew me, and how little I had made him feel he could ask for more. I came home to shelves with gaps in them, the specific shape of his absence pressed into every room. I stood in the hallway for a long time, then I called a colleague in a different time zone and talked for 40 minutes about a deal that closed the following Thursday. 3 months later I received the promotion I had been working toward for a decade. I stood at a podium and said the right things. Beneath the satisfaction, something had been removed. I did not name it. I went back to work. By 2004 I had replaced every piece of furniture we had chosen together. I called it moving forward. I had dinner with women I called friends and dated men I called possibilities, and felt, through all of it, the specific loneliness of a person who has organized their life too well to let anything unexpected inside. Thomas married in 2002. I heard through people we had both known. A schoolteacher. They had a son in 2004. I received this information the way you receive a weather report for a city you once lived in. Noted. Filed. A second glass of wine. The next report. I was 73 when I saw her. A cafe near my apartment, a Tuesday morning in October. She was at the corner table with a laptop and a phone and the particular posture of someone managing three things at once: shoulders forward, jaw set, eyes moving fast. 30-something. Good suit. Coffee going cold beside her. Across from her sat a man. He was leaning back, watching her with an expression I recognized from a great distance and a great depth: patient, and tired, and still, underneath both of those things, in love with her. He was saying something. She was nodding without listening. Her phone lit up and her eyes went to it immediately, the way eyes go to light, involuntary, trained. He stopped talking. She did not notice that he had stopped. I sat with my own coffee and I watched this for a long time. And what moved through me was not superiority, not the clean distance of a lesson already learned. It was recognition. Total, physical, nauseating recognition. I knew her. I had been her. I had sat exactly like that, shoulders forward, jaw set, the phone more real than the man, and I had believed, the way she believed, that the man would wait. That he was permanent. That love, once established, required no further tending. I wanted to go to her table. I wanted to put my hand on her arm and say, "Look at him. Right now. Put the phone down and look at him, because one day you will try to remember his face in this moment and you will not be able to, and that will be one of the great losses of your life." I did not go to her table. I was not sure, if I am honest, whether I stayed in my seat to protect her from the intrusion or to protect myself from saying out loud, for the first time, what I had done. She took the call. Stepped outside. The man sat alone at the table and looked at his hands. I looked at mine.